Hey guys, I want to give you a 20-25 minute sequence that you can do while you're here in quarantine that helps to open up the rib cage, helps to open up the chest, and allows you to take a deeper breath. We all know that during this COVID time, those deep breaths are super important, so this should be able to help facilitate that. We're going to start off in down dog. When you take down dog, I'm going to ask that you rotate your tricep this way to get this external rotation in the shoulder joint so that inner eye of the elbow comes forward. You can see me do that here. I'm first going to sit back into down dog and get comfortable. But once I'm comfortable, I'm going to take my two shoulders, 1 and 2, and I'm going to rotate them to get the inner eye of the elbow to come forward. At no point during the rest of this down dog are you going to allow that to internally rotate. Keep that shoulder locked, keep that shoulder solid. And now we're going to work on this area up here, this upper thoracic region. Holding the shoulders in that rotation, take your head and bring it as if you're trying to put it on the floor. When you do that, you'll get that massage to the upper thoracic region, and that T1, 2, and 3 are going to move inwards towards the body. Take a couple deep breaths. You should be able to feel your rib cage expand and contract a little bit when you take a deep breath in down dog. Allow for the belly to rise and fall. Now, instead of taking the head towards the floor, I'm going to ask you to do the opposite. You're going to lift that T1, 2, 3 area so it's no longer going in towards the body. And then you're going to come back and down. Do a couple of these just to massage that region. For those of us that have neck pain, for those of us that have shoulder pain or back pain, this is a really nice exercise to do as well, because most of us don't give that much attention to this area. Notice that as I do this, my arms are staying stable the whole time. It's really just my upper back that's moving. Okay, pause and take a couple more deep breaths. Good. Now, come forward. Walk your feet forward so you come to a wide stance for Uttanasana. Place your hands on the floor. If your hands do not reach the floor, just bend your knees as much as you have to make some contact with that floor. Let the head go downwards. If you can straighten your legs, straighten your legs. Now keep allowing for your head to come down. If you can flat palm it, flat palm it. If you just want your hands to your sides, that's fine too. But make sure that you're comfortable. And now breathe. You'll feel the belly, you'll feel the breath in the front of your chest, in front of your belly. Allow it to first enter into the belly and then move it upwards into your chest. Keep taking the head downwards. And when you're ready, come on up. Now, really important information right now. This portion of your body is called the shoulder blade. It's called the scapula. This right here is the lower tip of the scapula. I'm going to give you directions to take the lower tip of the scapula forward this way. And the moment that the lower tip of the scapula is moving forward, I'm wanting your lowest ribs to move backwards. So just stand and feel that for a second. Feet are hip width apart. Arms are by your sides. Right here, right now, take the lower tip of the scapula and push it forwards. And take the lowest ribs and push them back. You'll feel that the chest starts to expand. You'll feel this openness. You might feel a little bit of a grip inside of your upper abdomen right here. That's totally fine. Don't worry about that at all. But keep acting with that lower tip of the scapula moving forward and the lower ribs moving back. Now we're going to take Urdhva Hastasana. Take your arms up. The moment that the arms come up, the rib cage expands and the lungs expand. So start to take deep breaths here. For many people, this is a boring pose, but what it's actually doing is it's opening up this whole region. So stand, straighten your elbows. If you have a mirror, you can even look. A lot of people think that their elbows are straight here. As you can see, they're not. So So straighten your elbows and take some deep breaths. Take the lower ribs backwards. Shift the weight so there's a little bit more weight onto your heels. Lift your chest and breathe. Good. Come down. Again, lower scapula forward, rib cage backwards. Now, take your arms up to a T right here. With your arms in this position, I'm going to have you turn your palms face up. Now, this portion of the arm that's closest to the floor is called the tricep. The tricep itself is to rotate forwards. You can watch. It's almost as if you're trying to turn the upper shoulder so the palm faces backwards. Now remember, I'm asking you to turn the shoulder. I'm not asking you to turn the elbow, and I'm not asking you to turn the wrist. Keep the action through this portion of your body. And now take your lower ribs back and take that lowest portion of your scapula forwards. Again, it's a tough exercise for the shoulders, and it's a big opening for this region right here. I'll show you from the side too. Arms rotate back. Instead of having these lower ribs forward, lower ribs come back, and the lowest tip of the scapula comes forward that way. One more time, arms to Urdhva Hastasana. Arms back to at a T here. And now here's where it gets even more fun. Start lowering your arms about halfway. Rotate the shoulders again even more. Lower ribs back and lower tip of the scapula forward. Come down even more. Rotate again. Good, rest. Now stand. One more time, take Uttanasana. Separate your feet wide, come down, head down. Just allow yourself to connect to your breath. Whether it's a deep breath, a shallow breath, doesn't matter to me. But allow yourself to feel each breath as you breathe in and breathe out. Take the head down. Good. Come up. Now, for those of us that have the ability to do handstand, handstand is next. If you don't have the ability to do handstand, you can just watch, you can fast forward, it's up to you. But I want you to have a wall. Hands are going to come onto the floor just like so, about 6 inches away from the wall. Bend one knee, lift up and kick up. Now, have your feet touching the wall. I don't need you to try to balance here. And all that I want you to do is breathe. Don't worry about anything else, just breathe. Relax the muscles of your face. Relax your eyes. If you need to come down, and then you can go up again. I'm just going to do one today, so I'm going to hold it for somewhere near 45 seconds or so. Maybe a little bit less. Good. When you come down, allow yourself to float down, and again, take Uttanasana. Allow yourself to recover from that handstand by taking your head down and calming down your energy in Uttanasana. And then come up. You should feel like the chest is expanded here. You should feel an opening here. Next, come back to your mat. Take your blanket or your towel, put it down right here. Your forehead is going to be on top of the blanket with your nose in this space on the mat. You should still be able to breathe. Arms are going to come overhead. And I just want you to stay here for about 30 or 45 seconds, taking some deep breaths. Feel how your belly pushes into the floor on the inhalation. And once you feel the belly push into the floor on the inhalation, pull the breath upwards into your lungs. So I want you to breathe a belly breath and then into a chest breath. Good. Now, we're going to take a different variation of Cobra pose than you might be used to. What I want you to do is to take your hands wide. So instead of having them here for traditional Cobra pose, hands are going to come wide, and you're going to make a right angle, or as much of a right angle as you can from your wrist to your elbow to your shoulder. Now, some of you are going to start to feel a lot of tension around the elbow. That's actually what I'm going for here, because what I want to do is give you an ulnar nerve glide. You have a couple very important nerves that run through the arms, and when they don't get stretched enough, they can cause tension and can cause an inability for the arm to feel alive. So you're going to be here, and then I'm going to have you shift the weight to your left first. It's my left, you might be going to your right. And then you should feel this kind of stretch pull behind the elbow. Do it to the other side. And go back to the left side one more time. And then go to the right. If you don't feel it, don't worry about it. If your elbow is like this, you're not going to feel that much. So you want your elbow to be pushing that way. And you really want to come close to that 90-degree angle. Now, for the actual Cobra pose, stay in this position with your arms, and you're going to lift up just to right around here. Once you're here, you might be feeling a little bit in your low back, but I want you to lift your chest even more. So instead of using your arms to lift, I want you to use the muscular energy of your back to lift up even more. Good, come down. Take a couple deep breaths. And then come up again. This time, if you want to straighten your arms almost all the way, you see they're not straightened all the way, but they're close to it. Go for that. And now use your muscles of your upper back again to lift your chest. You should feel a little bit of a stretch in the abdominal tissue. That's exactly what we're going for here. Good, come down. Take your arms overhead, and you see that they're at about a 45-degree angle. From here, lift your arms, lift your legs, lift your head and your chest. Now take 3 deep breaths. Good. One more time, this time with the arms straight up overhead, lift everything. Good. Now we're going to play with a little bit of a shoulder opener for you. This is where you're going to need 2 blocks. 2 blocks are going to come onto their second height just like so, and you're going to set up as if you were taking traditional Cobra pose. Hands are by the ribs, by the chest, come down, and all I want you to do is rest right here. Nothing else to do. We're just putting you into this position to open up the chest and the shoulders. Take several deep breaths upwards into your chest. At no point should your teeth get tight. At no point should you feel this in your jaw. Just breathe up into your chest and allow for that lung tissue to expand. Good. Now for some of you, this is going to work. For some of you, it's not. It's something I like to do from time to time. 1 block is going to go at the highest height, and you're going to do it again. So you're going to come down. Once you're here, the other block moves away, and you're just doing one arm at a time here. Good. Change sides. Take the block to the other side. The closer that your chest moves to the block, the more you should feel a stretch into this pec here. So just play with that. You're here. And just move very slight, gentle little motions to see where the stretch and where the pose feels best for you. Good. With all of these, especially the subtler things like this, a little bit of small motion on your part to maneuver and adjust the pose to make it actually be your pose, to make it work for you. That's where you want to go. So be versatile in your tiny little adjustments to feel how you can make the pose exactly for you. Now, again, you still need your 2 blocks. We're going to take a variation of bridge pose. If you could just go to the side here, Megan. 2 blocks get put down just like so, and your feet are going to go onto the blocks. Now the magic of this is that when you lift up, you notice that I just rolled my shoulders under automatically. I hope you can do the same. I'll do it again. When you lift up and roll one shoulder under the other, your shins are now longer, so your hips are higher than they would be if they were just on the floor. That allows you to have more of an ability to grasp your hands behind your back, just like so, roll one shoulder and then the other. Now I'm not concerned at all with how high your hips are. That's what the blocks are for. I want you to take your armpits, your upper chest, right around here and push that towards the ceiling. All of your action should be right there. I'll show you right now. If I'm going to move my upper chest towards the ceiling, it will look like this. Keep that action and keep your attention on the chest with the chest lifting higher and higher and higher. And the more that you can bring your arms down towards the floor, that's great. I got to roll again a little more because I changed position. Now everybody, take your outer shoulders and push them down towards the floor. Perfect. Lift the chest. Keep the breath. Come down slowly. Take a couple breaths here. Just rest. Now, feet are still on the blocks. Take your palms to the ceiling, palms together. Lift your hips again, just a little bit. Don't go as high as you can right now. What I'm actually asking is that you are putting pressure on this part of the body. You remember at the very beginning when we did that down dog and I was asking you to mobilize there. Now I'm asking for the pressure from the floor to go right into that area by doing bridge pose with your hands towards the ceiling. Now, it's almost like I'm giving myself a massage of my upper thoracic spine. The breath can get really quite deep here and really quite profound. So I'm asking you to just massage that area and now breathe. I'm going to go quiet for a little bit and just focus on my breath. Now interlace your fingers behind your head. And when your hips go down, I'm going to have you stretch the back of your neck by lifting your head upwards. I hope the camera caught that, but I just got 3 adjustments in my upper back. Elbows have to be together. You can't go wide for that, or else it becomes an abdominal crunch. With the elbows together, you can actually use the arms to pull you up. And slowly lower your hips down to the floor. Good. Now, one more thing for us to do today before we call it a day. We're doing all of these poses and we're working hard and we're opening up this area. It's also really nice to have that opportunity to go in and to quiet the mind. There's a lot of stress happening these days with this quarantine. There's a lot of antsiness and restlessness. And because of that, I think it's really good and important to open this. But it's also good to go inside and get quiet. So for that, I'm going to ask you to have a chair. You see this is not a yoga chair. So you can use whatever chair that you want that works for you. Your pillow, your towel, your blanket, whatever is going to go on the chair to support your head. And then you're going to take Upavista Konasana, taking your legs as wide as you're comfortable. You can take them as wide as the mat. You could have them here. It doesn't matter at all. Take your legs wide, pull the chair forward, and your forehead is going to come right onto the blanket here with your arms overhead. Now again, I'm just going quiet because I'm allowing my mind to get calm. Generally, in my practice at this point, I would stay here for somewhere near 5 minutes. I'm not going to do 5 minutes today just for the length of the video. But when you guys go home and you're home, when you guys are doing this without me and you want to practice this, feel free to take this for as long as you want. You could do this one individually. You could say, I don't really want to do a whole practice, but I'm feeling a little restless, I'm feeling a little anxious, so I'm going to just take this one pose and put my head here for 5 minutes. It changes your energetic space. Your mind calms down. In fact, science has shown that parts of the back brain start to fall forward towards the front brain, and the front brain gets to relax. So I'm going to go in for just a little bit more here. Just taking slow breaths. You're not even worried about your posture. You're not worried about what kind of breath you're taking. You're just bringing awareness to your breath. Come up. Then, your choice. You can either take the chair to the side and put your head on the chair like so. For those that feel like you want a much deeper stretch, you can take a block and put the block on the floor and put your head on the block. For me today, I'm just going to use the chair. Chair comes to the side. Head comes to the chair. Again, just for the sake of the video, and because a home restorative video might be incredibly boring, I'm going to come out, I'm going to take it to the other side, but when you want to do it yourself, you can stay for 2, 3, 4 minutes if you'd like. Just allowing yourself to feel your breath. Allowing the mind to calm down. Beautiful. Now, push that chair away. To come out, grab it onto your inner knees, lift the knees and come up. Your choice if you'd like to use your blanket as a pillow. I'm going to. I'm going to put it right there. Lie back and we'll take a 3-minute Shavasana. Just allow yourself to get comfortable. Find a position that's very relaxing for you. And lay back. Continue to watch your breath as you've been doing for this entire class. You can watch the rise and fall of your belly. And just give yourself a small body scan. To see if there's any area that's holding any tension. Ask for that area to soften and to relax. Notice the tingling sensations that are in your hands and your feet. See if you can feel the subtler sensations up and down your entire body. Relax the back of your shoulders. Relax your eyes. Relax the muscles of your face. Don't try to play or change or manipulate your breath. Simply just observe your breath as it is. It might be deeper, it might be shallow, it might be barely existent. Don't change it. Just bring your awareness to it. Take 2 more slow, deep breaths. And bend both knees. Roll to your right side. If you have a pillow, you can fold the pillow over once more so your head has a comfortable position. If not, you can make a pillow with your arm. Stay on your side for a minute, just allowing the breath. And then press off your left hand to come up. Just sit in meditation for a second here. Close your eyes. Just take a second to feel the uprightness of your body, the quietness of your mind, the gratitude that you have for your health. And then bring your hands to prayer in front of the base of your chest. I bow to the divine inside of you, inside of me, inside of all. Namaste. Thank you guys. I hope this was good for you. I hope you've done the practice. I hope your chest feels open. I hope you have a great day. If you need anything, let me know.